that let me circle it so we know what I'm talking about. Once we broke out of this red zone here and we touched it, as you can see, we touched it multiple times. Touched it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, or four, I guess. This one, and then you know what I'm saying, we sprung up from there. We rejected a little bit because that was our second time tapping it for real. Our third time tapping it for real. Rejected, shot up all the way to this 82,000, and then rejected, and then tapped twice again. So now, why this is important is because you see that we're kind of in this big range, that we're in this large range, right? We haven't came as low as 48,000, but that doesn't mean that it's not off the table. We still have a lot to go in growth in within the crypto market. Excuse me. So actually, this needs to come up just a little bit, right about there, because we rejected off of here and then bounced off of this. So yeah, what is going on is we're in this range, this big range. Sorry if you can hear the fire truck. That's right outside. Hold
Yeah,
on.
man, you guys get to hear the real life. This is live FCW live. Prayers to whoever they going to, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You already know. So look, back to the charts though. We hit this level twice. We rejected twice. Now we're in this downtrend about, I think about just about like 1 or 2%. Oh, higher right on that tip top. Right about about five, almost 5%. Sorry, almost 5%. I didn't see what current price was. We are at 79,000 right now. 79.7. So we're down about 5% on the day. Um, we had a little bit of a rejection here. So currently we're at 3%, 3.3% for the day. So what is going on is we have regulatory clearance coming tomorrow, and it is the Clarity Act that needs to be passed on May 14th. So just like how we have uh we this Clarity Act is what is keeping Bitcoin in this range right now as we speak. Uh, it is reason why we haven't had that huge breakout, or that this right here downtrend, this huge downtrend, or the huge breakout. Right here we're at finding moments though. I think that today we kind of bounced off this level here, off this level, and we may see this do a little bit of this. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, maybe tap this one more time, or even come a little bit close to it, is what I'm thinking for the day. And then we'll see tomorrow once the news comes out about the Clarity Act. But we could look at not only that piece of news, but Coin Market Cap, and just see the overall how we're doing in the market. Ooh, so yesterday, if you tuned in, the altcoin season indicator, sorry, was at about 49, 48 yesterday. We were closer to the middle towards alt season, but now we are at 42, as well as the fear and greed indicator. We were sitting right about, I think it was 50, right in the middle. So it was a neutral fear and greed indicator as well. And we see that it's not like a bad day, but we have a lot of ups and downs within the market today. And we after we had that huge rally. Let me go back. I wasn't even sharing. My fault. Let me go back to my fault. Let me change the screen. I'm looking at market cap all the time. You guys can't even see. Uh, altcoin season 42, fear indicator 47. As you can see, it's not that bad of a day. It's not that good of a day. It's a very neutral day. We're down 1% in the market cap. 2 trillion, 2.6 trillion. Um, yeah, yes. Let me see one more thing. One more thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. We did. Yeah, this overall crypto market, man. We got the Clarity Act getting passed tomorrow, so we'll see what's up and what's going down. I'll definitely update tomorrow because there's gonna be either a rally or a downtrend. And the last time, last year, I think it was in March, the Genius Act was basically like, if you don't know what the Genius Act is, it is basically it gives the banks clearance and regulatory clearance to be able to create stable coins and take it away from platforms like take away getting yield from exchanges like Coinbase, right? Like Robinhood, where they're where that yield or where you're able to stake your money. Now the banks want to take that away from the exchanges because the banks want to be the rulers of the money, kind of like how they are now. A lot of people don't have an exchange on their phone, but everybody has a bank account, right? So a lot of people. So therefore, the banks wanted to have full control over staking, and they didn't like that Coinbase and other platforms like that had the ability to do so. So the Genius Act was passed, and they ultimately it cut the banks out. Like, you guys cannot have stable coins backed or tied and backed by your bank. So yeah, that was last year, and we had. Let me go back to the chart so I can show you. I kind of went over this a little bit on the Tuesday takedown, but not really in depth. But I'll do it real quick, not in depth, real quick, real quick. Let me go. That's gold. The last time we go to the weekly. The last time was 25. That was around right here in March. So let me go to the daily now. Let me go back. March. Right here around March 14th is when we had that the Clarity Act passed, or the Genius Act passed, and we kind of consolidated for a little bit. As you can see, go from the 14th, we consolidated a little bit, up and down, but we shot up ultimately. We shot up about, I'm gonna go from the 14th. We shot up, or well, continuing actually. We shot up all the way up here since the last time that we had something that was major in crypto, and that was about a 50% gain, and that's when we hit those all-time highs. After this moment, we had this small drawdown for about a month, but we exploded. Crypto, Bitcoin, this is when XRP hit at $3, right? We had a 15-cent Hedera, Flare was up, everything was up. All the cryptos that we talk about, Ethereum had hit its all-time high. It was like 4,500 or something like that. What was it? 49, right? Almost 5,000 for token. So I want you to understand the gravity behind this. Ultimately, the last time that we had crypto regulatory, like a meetup right about crypto, we shot up 80%. I just want you to get a good idea of where what happened, right? Or 50%. Sorry, I thought it was about 80. I read it wrong. But that it shot up 50%, hitting all-time highs. And so this is where we're ultimately like about in that same space. Look, if you can see, we're around 82,000. Let me see on the day 14th. I'm gonna go to the high of that day. The high of that day was 85, and the low of that day was 80,000, right? So we're right in that same vicinity from where we are. So just doing that again, we can hit those same all-time highs, depending on how tomorrow goes. I'm not saying that this is what we're doing, as well as you're not your financial advisor, right? This is just what we doing in the market. I don't know if you said that or not.
No. I usually forget, but yes, sir. Do your own research. We are just showing you what we're doing in the market. Perfect example of how Flash just shows you the greatest breakdown of technical analysis that you can have right there. That's what we do. That's how we find opportunity. He just went and looked at the
Yes,
past.
sir.
You know, the past don't always repeat itself, but history often does rhyme. He went to go look at that, dissect the price. You see the levels, doing all that, and that's how we find the best opportunity and make the best bang in the market. Make the best bang for our buck in the market, man. That's the technical analysis, man. So if you guys want to learn that technical analysis, join the Full Circle Wealth Discord. Hit us up. We in the live chat every day and go through our technical analysis page. You guys got that. We got videos breaking all that down. To go deeper, grab that FCW beginner investment system, man.
Yeah.
Before what I want to touch on real quick, man, let me pull my screen up for you guys real quick. I want to touch on the top investments that we going to be looking at for the rest of the year, man. So you touch on it for crypto. I'm about to touch on these stocks real quick, and
I got
touch
you.
on a few things, man. Let me hit the share button on the screen. Let me hear the
I'm gonna
share.
stop sharing. Hold on.
All right, bet.
Do it.
All right, y'all. So let me make sure you can see me. All right, I'm moving. Right here we got Apple,
Yep,
man.
yep,
We
yep.
just told you